Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. This is the last max out day of the 5-week cycle. I started out with recording very close to me. It was actually very busy this day, so I had to be very creative with where I placed my camera. But felt really good going into this day. Definitely had more fatigue than previous weeks, and I definitely felt that on this particular day. So was dealing with that. It wasn't to any sort of extreme extent. But this was the next jump. I don't think I took one in between. I went right from 145 to 170. As you can see, they're moving pretty well. And the big thing that I need to continue to focus on in this next cycle of training is to get that bar path to be more vertically, directly up and not really around my body as much. But you'll see here, I'm able to power this one, and that one actually looked pretty good. But then I move up to 215. And let's see this one, and that one was a relatively easy power, but I was definitely early on that, and that's why I stepped forward. This is 225. I believe my best power snatch is 220, so this would have been a PR if I was able to do a power with it, and I actually got pretty close. I just got driven down on it, which is, it is what it is. I made the 10-pound jump to 235, and you'll see here that I extend early, and it makes me miss the bar forward. And it wasn't too bad forward, but it was just enough to throw me off forward. I decided on this particular day I was going to do some extra attempts because it was the last day before I had to deload. So I went to 240, was early again, decided to try 240 again. And this one, I suppose, as Justin says, you can count it as a training make, because you miss it behind you, it means you could get it. I was really close to doing it, just drifted behind me a little bit. Then I decided to try it one more time, and this one I was quite early, and relatively all good attempts. You can see the pulls are pretty easy. These are some attempts from Justin to do 245. He, like me, took some extra attempts on this day. I'm getting close to his strength level. He's very close to having some makes on days that puts him well ahead of me, and if I have a perfect day and he has a really bad day, then we could tie, but generally he has every ability to do a lot more than me. You'll see on this day, I mentioned in a previous video, I believe on the day 3 workout, where I'm trying to work on pushing my head down when I'm doing jerks in order to put my arms in a better position behind my head. And you'll kind of notice on this particular day, that's something I was working on with the jerks, and I helped tremendously, particularly when the weights got heavy. You'll see here my jerks actually look pretty quick and pretty smooth. I'm actually pretty happy with the lighter weights with these. So you'll see normal jerk, and then my head kind of pushing down. Something I want to get better at is to get under the bar a bit better. You notice that I will land, so it's a subtle thing to look at. But if you watch my feet land and then you watch my arms continue to lock out, it does create problems with stabilizing the weight when you're doing heavier things, and this is something that's true for snatches as well as for jerks, and even for cleans as well. But something that I'm trying to get better at, and it will be a focus for the next cycle of training. This year was 255. I actually moved up pretty darn easily. I think that's right about, I think 265 is my best power clean, and that's when I spread my stance out extremely wide in order to do that. So I'd rather have my feet closer and catch it in a true, mid squat stance. This is 270 here. I'm happy with how this one moved. Moved pretty fast and pretty easily, which is really good. Then I went up to 285. I apologize for the lighting on this one. That's just with my camera, and if I adjusted the clip on this one, then it's just easier to keep this one here because you can still see it mostly. But this is 285, 5 pounds off my best of 290. Because it was this particular day and not a different one, I decided to try 300. Seeing how I don't know, I just wanted to hit 300. It's just an arbitrary number that I've been wanting to hit, and on this one I got very close to being able to do it. The clean went extremely easy. It's actually my best clean in general as far as a lifetime max. And you'll see here, actually had it locked out for a second, but then missed it behind me. And that's when I just have to be able to get stronger and be able to catch it a bit lower, because otherwise I won't be able to do weights like this. And as I get heavier, I'll just have to get better at it. This one, I was just very tired from the misses with the snatch, all the work I did with the cleans. So I didn't have much energy left when I was doing the jerk with this. But relatively close. It wasn't a horrible attempt. Then I moved on to doing some clean deadlifts. Don't worry, not doing cleans with this yet. I think my best clean could potentially be around this weight, but There's not really much point to doing it when my best jerk is 290 or whatever. It's not going to be, or maybe my best clean jerk is 295. I honestly don't remember. It's one of those two. I want to hit 300. I'll make a bigger deal about that, my PR, when I'm able to break into that next hundreds digit. But with these, deadlifts felt really good this day, and since it was the last day before the deload, decided to work to a heavy single. So I did all of this with straps on or whatever, and these are kind of more clean deadlift forms. The difference that you'll be able to tell is if you see, once I get it past, my knees kind of push out and then lock out. See, that one's more like a straight deadlift. But if you look at like the 415, you notice a bit different when how my legs aren't locked out when my torso is vertical. And that's just like a straight deadlift. But I'm trying to keep my hips down to treat it like I'm doing a clean. I went up to 505, and this is where I did for 4 reps. So I have quite a bit of pulling strength, and even though I haven't been deadlifting to this heavy weight for a while, I was able to do this. And my best ever actually is when I did 505 for 8 reps, and this was back over a year ago when I was at the Arnold, and this was the first exercise I did. So I went in and did only deadlifts. I had flats and all of that. So I had I think I had a similar bar. I think it was a weightlifting bar because it was a little bit whippy, but definitely am approaching that strength. I mean, doing this in shoes after doing maxes, a lot of maxes for the snatches and the clean and jerk. I'm very happy that I was able to do this set of 4, and I'm looking to build upon this in the next training cycle. Like I mentioned before, or either on here or just to people around me, I want to be able to deadlift 600 pounds in these shoes by the end of the year. My current best is 565. I think on this particular day I probably could have done just about that if I was wanting to go a bit heavier with that. But I think at the end of each of these 5-week cycles, I'll just do a heavy deadlift set of some sort, and when I'm not, then just do lots of deadlift volume, the 3x3s. I think those are really helping me doing those once a week in conjunction with all the other volume. As well as going heavy on the deadlift, I decided to go heavy with some closed grip bench pressing. I went up to 305 where I missed a paused rep at 305, and then I was able to do a touch and go rep. I believe my best ever is 305. I'm not exactly sure what my best closed grip bench of all time is, but just like with the deadlift, I'm looking to build upon this for the next cycle and continue to really push up the closed grip bench. I think it's something that's going to be really beneficial for my triceps and my pressing in general, seeing how I get lots of shoulder work and whatnot, and the closed grip is good for the chest and for the triceps. But that wraps up the max out day. Be showing the deload that I did next week. I have 3 workouts to share with that. 2 of them are set up in the typical way that this workout or my workouts have been, with some weightlifting movements, but the only difference is I just cut the volume down significantly and did some back squats, which were fun to do. If you follow me on Instagram, you get a little preview of the stuff that I did. I did have one day where I did a lot of bodybuilding stuff, and half of it I wasn't able to really record just because it was extremely packed in there, even more so than when you saw this max out day. So it was very difficult to get anything, and kept having stuff used when I was taking a break, and it wasn't that big of a deal since I could just do other stuff, and it wasn't like someone was taking my bar or something. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. Hope you all enjoyed this 5-week training cycle, and you'll be soon able to see my next 5 weeks, because I'll be doing the same kind of stuff and just with more weight hopefully and getting stronger. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all in the next one. Hope you all have a great day. Peace.